your soul sister, Katrina, and welcome to the Truer Podcast, a soul centered space to nurture a deeper connection to your true self. Okay, I have to ask you something. When was the last time you really listened to your soul? Not just your mind, your running chatter, your to do list, your self critical thoughts, outside noise, the actual voice of your soul. In today's episode, I am sharing what happens when we ignore the whispers of the soul and what becomes possible when we finally decide to listen. This conversation is for the ones who've been feeling disconnected, restless, or numb. The ones who've been asking, is this all there is? And feel deep down that something more honest, more alive is within you. I'll share parts from my own story. I'm sharing some intuitive insights and a guided practice using the Golden Truth Method to help you drop back into soul alignment. If your heart or your soul has been trying to get your attention lately, this is your invitation to slow down, tune in, and connect. And if you're ready to go deeper into a life guided by your soul, I would love to invite you to Truer. It's a free 7-day event where we discover the Golden Truth Method to awaken the powerful wisdom within. More details are at the link in the show notes. Okay, take a deep breath and let's dive in. Let's dive right into today's topic. And the topic is creating sacred pause or sacred stillness in your life. And when I'm talking about sacred stillness, I'm not talking about sitting still necessarily. I'll get into more of the meaning of this in a moment, but I just wanted to point that out because some people have a hard time sitting still. One of my best friends does, actually. A lot of people have trouble meditating and all that. So this is about even more than that. But before we get into all of the nitty-gritty, all the messages that want to come through from the Akashic Records about this, I would invite you to just check in and anchor into your heart space. So if you can, I know a lot of you who are listening are going to be busy, but just imagine that you can bring your awareness into your heart space, or you can put your hands on your heart. And we're just sort of interrupting our regular thought patterns here. We're dropping out of our mental energy and into our heart energy. So I invite you to breathe life force energy into your heart space with your deep inhale. And as you exhale, releasing all that needs to go. Deep inhale, breathing in awareness and life force energy into your heart. And exhaling, releasing all that needs to go. And last time, let's really anchor into the heart space. Breathing in, calm and peace. And breathing out all that needs to go. I actually feel the need to be like let it out, like shake it out. There's something in you that needs to be shaken out. If you're not watching the video, if you're just listening to the audio podcast, I'm just shaking my wrists. I'm like doing the lion's breath where you exhale with your tongue out. Like I'm just releasing and releasing. I feel like there's a lot that needs to release right now. Okay, so if you're feeling that release, that's good. Maybe something that was in the mental energy that does not serve our highest good. It needs to go. So I'm going to share some messages that I received psychically when I was meditating before this podcast. I received messages from the higher realms, the Akashic Records, and then I'll guide you through a little short practice to help you deepen into what wants to come through today. So I felt inspired to get into this topic about sacred pause, sacred stillness, which is really just listening to your soul. And we cannot listen to our soul if we are busy, numbing, distracted, right? We can't listen to our soul unless we have or make space for sacred pause, sacred stillness in our life. So when I connected to this energy, I just asked, what does the audience need to know about this topic? What do they need to know about listening to their soul? And if you're watching the video, I keep looking down because I've got my notebook here. It has all my notes from the meditation. Okay, so the first visual I was shown about this was this. Now, keep in mind, this is symbolic. My intuition is always very symbolic with visuals. The first visual I was shown is a tornado swirling around you, like a mini tornado just around you in your energy field, swirling, swirling, swirling. And I was sensing it's really clouding your ability to see and to sense correctly. And it almost feels like the world is a tornado. All of the external influences, all of the external agendas, like other people's agendas, other people's demands, other people's priorities, it's like swirling around you like a tornado. Can you feel that? Or maybe it's even your own, your small self, the limited self, the self-limiting beliefs. You know what I mean? Like it could be from you too. Just all of these energies that are not your true self are swirling and swirling around you like a tornado. And it's really clouding your ability to be in alignment. When I say alignment, I'm talking about alignment with your soul's purpose. So keep in mind, your soul came here for a reason. It's not by accident that you're here at this time, in this body, in this family, in this country, all of these things. You're here for a purpose. And this tornado is really separating you from that awareness. And it felt like trying to walk through a tornado of fog. That's not gonna give you much clarity, right? Like there's this like obscuring of the vision or obscuring of your ability to sense and see and feel and know what is there for you. If you're walking through a tornado of fog, you're not gonna be able to see the right direction, right? And now I'm almost seeing it, like as I'm speaking to you in this moment, I'm almost seeing it like a blizzard. Back in the day, I used to read those books, Little House on the Prairie books. And I remember there was one about a blizzard and like somebody got lost because they went from their house to their shed to like grab something. And then they couldn't even get back to the house because they became so obscured from the blizzard that they were like disoriented, like they couldn't even sense which direction the house was in, even though they just had walked a short distance between the house and the shed. So of course this is symbolic. So think about in your life, how might this resonate? How might this be showing up in your life? Imagine this is happening, but it's invisible to us because this is how we're all trained to be. We're all trained to be hustling and grinding, and productivity is the best, and busy, busy, busy. Like everybody I talk to is so busy, and it's hard to come to that still point within. So that's just what I mean shown right now about like maybe the need for the sacred pause and the sacred stillness. The need to listen to your soul is because there's this tornado all around you. And it's not just you, like this is all of us, to be quite honest. And it makes it so we don't know if we're going in the right direction. We don't know if we're on track, if we're on the right path for our soul's highest alignment. And so the sacred pause or the sacred stillness, however that might look for you, it's like a little bubble of peace that you can create for yourself within this tornado that actually allows you to hear your soul. It's like opting out, unsubscribe from the tornado. No, thank you. I don't need this right now. I'm going to take time for me. I'm going to create my own pause, whatever that is for you, and listen. Okay, I was actually shown this another metaphor visual. Oftentimes there's like multiple layers and they show me in multiple ways. So it's like a pilot flying a plane in the dark, and there's like clouds and fog or whatever, but they have to land at the airport. And how do they do that?
there's the air traffic controller. The air traffic controller is sitting in a place where they can see the full picture of everything. They can see where all the other planes are. They can probably see the weather patterns. I don't know. They can see where that plane is, where the airport is. They can direct and guide, right? So imagine you're in your little tornado piloting your plane in the dark, and you don't know where you're landing. So sacred pause, sacred stillness, these are all just words for like connecting inwards. Um, that is your way to connect to your air traffic controller. I'm laughing because it's like there's a little person inside like directing you, but that's not really it. It's your soul. It's your highest self, maybe your guides, whatever it is for you. It's so you can connect to that inner knowing and that inner guidance and clarity, which is so, so, so valuable. I cannot emphasize that enough, how valuable that is. I was shown that your soul wants you to pause and listen more often than you are now. Like maybe you do this every now and then in whatever way that is for you. But they want you to do it more often. And they showed me it's almost like that pausing and that listening is almost like sprinkling magic dust on your life. And it's going to bring you more magic, more clarity, more alignment with your soul's purpose. And that's going to help you see the 30,000-foot view, like you can see the higher perspective, and you can see your life almost like the air traffic controller can see, like this is the full picture, and I know, how I get to land the plane, like how I can get to where I need to go. So it gets you out of your stuck patterns, like having time to focus inwards. It really does get you out of your stuck patterns. And boy, do I have a story for you. I recently had my own, like, quite an amazing experience with the sacred pause, sacred stillness. It was around the eclipse time. I feel the energies really strongly. And I felt this huge inner knowing that, like, I need to get away. I need to go away in nature, be alone. And this is something I've never done before. I've never, like, gone camping by myself or, like, gone in nature for multiple nights, like, by myself. But I had this knowing that I need to do this. My soul was really laying it on thick, like, you need to do this. So I did. I booked this, like, glamping tent. I went out in nature. My husband was like, okay. Like, thankfully, he's very understanding. And he doesn't guilt me or make me feel bad, but he just goes, okay, like, I trust you to do what you need to do. So I went away for like 4 nights, and I knew this was a very important time. I was guided to go for a reason. And putting this into perspective, for months I have felt so stuck up until that point of going on this sacred pause retreat, I called it. I felt so stuck in my life, not knowing how to move forward, but I knew, I'm like, something has to change. I know I'm meant to do something differently. I know I need to be doing something else, but I don't know what. And I was feeling almost like panic. Like, how do I know? Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm just trying to be patient and waiting for the right inspiration to strike. But the inspiration was go away to a sacred pause retreat. So I did. And just want to say, I know a lot of people don't have the luxury of like leaving their life for 4 days and going away. So when I'm talking about the sacred pause, I don't mean you need to go away for 4 days. I just mean like find moments of time throughout your week or throughout your life where you can focus inwards. But back to this, I was really embodying my wild woman. I was like, oh, it was amazing. I was under the stars. It was the full moon time. The full moon was so bright. I was having fires every night in the fire pit, just like gazing into the flames, gazing into the stars. And every day and evening, I would connect. I would sit with myself. I actually had my phone with me because I wanted to record my voice as I did this, I would connect inwards to a particular thing, like, okay, I'm dealing with this health issue. I've had this cyst on my ovary for a long time, and I don't feel like anything is happening there, and I want it to improve. So let me connect to the consciousness of this cyst and talk to it. And I know that's a little specific. I don't think you would all be doing that, but think like I did that with my health issue. I did that with my business. Like, what do I need to know? Because I know I'm meant to be serving in some way different, but I didn't know what. So, like, okay, the soul of my business. Let me sit and connect and talk to the soul of my business and really receive the guidance. Now, this is not like figuring out the guidance, this is like receiving the guidance. And I was literally able to sit recording with my phone and ask for guidance. And of course I had to get into a very like energetically clear place to do that. But I was receiving the guidance, I was speaking to it, I was receiving, and a lot of wisdom came through. Wisdom that I could never have done if I was just in the middle of a busy day and I driving from here to there and then like boom, a download comes. This was intense and deep clarity and guidance. So I'm sharing this with you because it's actually been life changing for me. Now, I don't know if I'm always going to have a 4-night sacred pause retreat. I would like to, though. Maybe every eclipse season. But for you, I'm sharing this because there's a voice that wants to come through you. Maybe not literally speaking it out loud, but there's your soul is speaking to you, your highest self is speaking to you, your guides are speaking to you, maybe even your ancestors, like your deceased loved ones, are speaking to you, and you need to listen. So how can you get into that place of listening? I'm going to guide you in a practice now. So if you're busy right now, like doing something and you're listening to this, that's fine. Just listen and like let it soak in however it needs to. And I invite you to come back to this later and go even deeper with it. But if you're able to sit here with me for a few minutes and go deep with me now, that's great, right? So we're going to do a heart wisdom practice where it's going to be similar to what I was just describing, how I did it in my own sacred pause retreat. But this is just like a little mini sacred pause for your soul to come through. They say your heart is the seat of your soul. It's like a portal to higher dimensional awareness. There's also your higher heart. I'm not going to get into all this now, but the heart is really an important wisdom center. And there's a lot that can come through. So, with that said, I invite you to just tap into your heart, kind of like we did at the beginning. Oh, I'm going to inhale in through the heart, like I'm filling it up with beautiful light. And exhale, releasing all that needs to go. Anchoring into this heart wisdom, breathing in peace and calm. And a slow exhale. And you can connect to either a particular consciousness, like I said, the consciousness of the soul of my business, the consciousness of the cyst, of the health issue, whatever it needs to be for you, whatever question you might have in your life, or you can just connect to your heart and your soul in general. Breathing in and out. And you can ask this consciousness, if it had a visual, what does it want to show you? What does this consciousness look like? It might show you a symbol, a memory, a color, And you can ask it, your heart, ask your soul, what do I need in this area? Or just what do I need to nurture this, to improve this? Being in the mode of receiving the answer. This is not thinking energy. This is open and receptive energy. You can ask, what do I need to let go of in order to be more in alignment with this energy, with my soul's highest purpose? What do I need to let go of? It might be something like self-doubt, fear, or it might be something physical, like you need to let go of that job. There's no questioning, just allowing the answers to come to you and accepting whatever arrives. You can ask, how can I be in more alignment with my purpose? Allowing the answer to come. You can ask, how can I be more loving to myself in this area? And again, if there's something coming in like a memory or like a scene from a movie, even, like there's associations you have in your awareness. So allowing whatever comes and then asking, what is this showing me? What do I associate with this? And that could be an answer. And asking whatever other questions you need. Like for me, if I was talking to my sis, I would say, how can I get rid of you? What do I need to know to dissolve you? Asking whatever question you need now. And when you're finished, you can either pause and keep going, or when you're finished, you can come back to this present moment. And, if you're interested in doing more of this type of work, we do a lot of this type of stuff in my platform, Becoming True. This is a platform that has meditations. There's even like a subscription membership. There's a community. There's workshops and group healings, group readings. There's all sorts of things that can help you connect to your soul more, listen to your soul more, become your true self. Really, 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 there's so much there for you. So I invite you to check it out. Becoming True. There's going to be a link in the show notes here. And I would love to see you there. But lastly, for this episode, I asked, when I was connecting before I recorded this, I was receiving the information for you. And I asked, how can the audience integrate, this theme going forward into their life of like really pausing and listening to their soul. And I was guided to ask you, how can you substitute like even 30 minutes of your usual time where you're like, let's just say it's the end of the day, you're just trying to relax. Either you're like watching TV, you're scrolling, I don't know, whatever you're doing to relax. How can you take about 30 minutes of that for a stillness practice? Now, a stillness practice, like I said, doesn't have to be sitting still. It could be taking a walk and connecting and like speaking to this, speaking to your soul, or speaking to something, like I said, the soul of your business, or the whatever that consciousness is that you want to speak to. It doesn't have to be sitting still, but how can you substitute 30 minutes of your usual like winding down time of your day to devote to this? Not saying you have to do it every day. I don't do it every day, but how can you start incorporating that into your life more? Maybe even on Sundays, like having a sacred stillness hour or 30 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever it needs to be. Just asking yourself, how can I incorporate this into my life? And maybe even scheduling it in. Because there's a lot of things we would like to do in our lives, but we just don't get around to it, right? So maybe even putting it in your calendar, like just for example, Sunday at 8 p.m., I'm going to do that. I'm going to check in with my soul. I'm going to listen. I'm going to receive. Maybe even like pull a card for yourself, whatever it is. Just a time when you're not in that tornado of the world like swirling around. You're kind of like rejecting that and saying, not right now. Not right now, tornado. I am connecting with myself. It's that little bubble you can create of peace and clarity in your life. Okay, is there anything else that wants to come through? No. I'm sensing that is all for today. Thank you for joining me. I really do believe in energy exchange. So if you feel like you have gained something from this podcast episode, I really encourage you to rate, review, share anything to support this podcast and spread the word so so that I can reach more people with this positive impact. Okay, that's all for today. I love you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.
If you're ready to say yes to a truer life, then I invite you to join my free event, Truer. It's a soul deep immersion where you get to hone your intuition, allow your truth to rise, and reconnect with the clarity, purpose, and satisfaction that comes with aligning to your truer self. Link in the show notes. If this episode resonated with you, if it helped you access a deeper truth within yourself, then please share it with someone you love, because the world needs more of us living our truer lives. This has been a Truer Media production. The Truer podcast is created and produced by me, Katrina Slade. Music by Frequently Asked Music. Wordmark by Annika Samples of Incandescent Creative. Cover photography by Lucenda Richard. Time for the really short legal talk. This podcast is presented solely for educational purposes. I am your soul sister. I am a spiritual guide, but I am not a licensed physician, psychologist, or other qualified medical professional. I hope to see you again.